Being open is important to me. I'm Tina B., Chief Communicator of Tina B. LLC, a public speaking and storytelling coaching company. And I recently read this really incredible autobiography by Andre Agassi called Open. And what was surprising to me as a kid of the 80s is that he was really vulnerable and visible about how much, well, in this book, how much he did not love tennis and how hard it was for him to be famous and in the public eye all the time. And I appreciated how much he just shared his insights, the struggle that he went through, and starting from a very young age, becoming famous and all the hardships that came with that. And when he said the quote, which really stuck with me, he said, "Winning doesn't feel nearly as good as losing feels bad." And when I think of the who that I am, being open, it's easy to connect with my clients, to get them to open up to me, to listen, but sometimes it's harder for me. And right now I'm standing in a space, it's a bit of a weedy garden, and it's very different than my mother-in-law's, which is heavily manicured and beautiful. But openly, I'm on this journey of learning more about myself, my spirituality, what I value, what I see is important. And one thing that has been difficult for me in this journey is finding quiet time and just sitting with myself and meditating. I hear about all these different practices, get a space, get a room, sit quietly. And I can't help but think of Elizabeth Gilbert's Eat, Pray, Love and how challenged she was and how hard it was, just silencing the monkey mind. It's taking the time. It's being open with myself and just getting curious with exploration and finding ways to just do what is good, right, and true for me. Because what's right and true for me is maybe not for another person. So how are you going to be open? Open within your family, within your relationships, within your professional world. Because the more open that you are, of course, being appropriately open, the more connections you'll make. Do you have a story that really shares your vulnerability, that exposes the weeds in your garden where you really want to hide them and have everything appear perfect? If so, I would love to have you join me for my storytelling webinar, Thursday, August 25th from 10 to noon Central Standard Time. I'll put the link in the chat because knowing yourself, knowing your story, being willing to share it is important because people want to know what it's like for you and the struggles that you go through and how you truly get from one end to the other. And that's the power of story. So join me and remember to be open because that's what it means to be human. This is Tina B. and enjoy the rest of your day and remember to be you and be true.